good, everybody? We got me and Vermillion here, and we about to go ahead and give y'all another movie review. We know you guys hated our last one a ton, so we decided to give you guys another one. People were not fond of what we had to say about Demon Slayer.
I mean, you take it or leave it. It was justified. If you watched the whole thing, you could kind of understand as to why we made the judgment call, but
it is what it is. They didn't like our Demon Slayer review. Hopefully, you guys enjoy our Mortal Kombat movie review. So we literally just saw this movie 15 minutes ago, maybe.
This is the 2021 version, not the old one, by the way.
Yeah, I think they know. Yeah, so we just saw this movie maybe 15, 20 minutes ago. We haven't spoken to each other about the movie. Y'all are going to see our reactions to each other in real time, our thoughts on the movie in real time, everything real time. Yeah. So let's go ahead and get into it. Do you want to start with the rating off rip?
I don't know. I feel like we could. Let's save it.
Save the rating. All right. Where do you want to start then?
Let's start from like the Back in the Past intro, like 16, 17 or something, like the Japanese clan or whatever.
Yeah. We're new to these movie review guys.
I like the intro. I liked it for the most part.
Okay.
There's only one confusing thing. The clan was like Chinese, but they were beefing with the Japanese clan.
The Lin Kuei was beefing with the Shirai. Yeah. And
I don't know how that happened.
Nigga, don't nobody care about that.
But that's still kind of interesting.
As hell.
But that's still kind of like interesting to know. But I like the beginning.
I didn't care too much for it. I didn't like how. So okay, here's one of my biggest gripes with the. One thing that I wasn't crazy about within this movie was how OP Sub-Zero was.
He was pretty strong.
That he was OP as hell. Like Sub-Zero is one of the biggest characters in the Mortal Kombat franchise, but there's no reason he should have been that strong.
I don't like how sadistic he was. Like he was a total monster.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's like that in the games per se, but he was kind of like a freak.
There's a lot of Sub-Zeros in the game, so it's not just one guy.
Was this based off of one in particular that you know of?
I don't think so, no.
Were any of the characters accurate? I know Kano was kind of accurate later on.
Okay, let's get into that. Speaking to the accuracy of the movie, I wasn't crazy about the Akana.
What's that?
The magic that they were awakening within themselves.
Yeah.
I wasn't crazy about that. I mean, it is what it is. I wasn't like against it. But it kind of threw things off for me a little bit, like Sonya Blade's like magic blade. Like they're normally like weapons that she has on her.
Yeah. And
part of the allure of Sonya Blade is that she's one of the characters without powers.
Okay.
I've never been a Sonya Blade fan, but a lot of people like Sonya Blade because she can go toe to toe with these gods and spiritual masters with nothing but like high-tech military gear, and that's what a lot of people like about her. So they did kind of take that away from her character a little bit, which I mean, none of my like issues with this movie are huge.
Really?
Yeah, I don't have any huge issues with the movies. I have a lot of small issues with the movie.
Okay, so any other small issues with the intro?
With the intro, nah, I wouldn't say so. It was okay. It was all right.
Yeah, I think the intro was like the best, not the best part. I think the intro was the best part of the movie.
Yeah. No, get the fuck out of here. No.
Yeah, the intro.
That's just
definitely
wrong. Another thing, I didn't give a fuck about the main character.
Oh yeah, he was bad.
He wasn't bad. I just didn't care about him. Coming into a Mortal Kombat movie, you're expecting to see all Mortal Kombat characters. And then when you add a new character in, I have no reason to care about him.
He's bad for this reason. Either the writing was bad or the writing was bad. And his emotion and his acting skills were not really like
every actor in this movie was terrible.
Yes.
There were no good actors in this movie.
Kano was okay.
Kano was amazing. Kano was the number one redeeming quality of this movie, and I hate Kano in the games.
Yeah, he doesn't look appealing in the game, but I didn't find myself to like him as much as I do after watching the movie.
In this movie, Kano was amazing. He was great comedic relief. He was hilarious. He was a good actor. All the other actors were so bad.
Yeah.
What was the main character's name? Cole. Yeah. Cole, I didn't like his acting.
I couldn't even understand Raiden. He had like a weird lisp or something.
Raiden
like that.
was a horrible actor. Michael C. Jordan was terrible.
I was thinking that too.
Like they weren't it, bro. Like they were not it. They were not good actors. One thing about Michael C. Jordan that they kept, and I've seen him in other roles before, and he's actually a good actor.
Really?
But they kept giving him these weird one-liners in like odd spots, and like he was trying his best with the script, but like you're fighting Sub-Zero, and nigga said, "I did 6 tours, motherfucker." So, like, okay,
yeah,
nigga,
nobody cared.
This nigga is magic. He's
Yeah.
magical. We don't care you did 6 tours in Iraq. Okay, cool. And then these motherfuckers were like, I get it.
That was okay.
He did the best he could with the one-liners they were giving him.
Yeah.
I feel like they should have let him act because he is a good actor. I've seen him in a couple different things.
You know what else you saw him in or no?
He's in Supergirl.
Is that a
He
movie?
does no, it's a TV show. He does a pretty good job in Supergirl. I saw him in a big screen movie. He wasn't the main character, but I can't remember what it was, but I do remember him in that. He's a good actor, but not too great in this one. But as far as acting goes, Kano was the best.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I didn't like how they killed so many characters because they're gonna do a sequel, obviously.
Yeah.
And they made poor decisions in which characters to kill and which characters not to kill.
Kung Lao seemed like he could go though.
Wasn't crazy.
Spoilers, by the way. Yeah.
They should know that.
Yeah.
Wasn't crazy about them killing Kung Lao. Really wasn't crazy about them killing Kano. 'Cause that was a dumb decision. But I mean, Kano's dying. He was the comedic relief. They're gonna get Johnny Cage. So
Yeah.
Johnny Cage is gonna be the new comedic relief. So I can let it rock.
It's a swap out, fair swap.
It's a fair swap. It's a fair swap. Let's see. What else do I have to say about this movie?
So what did you think about the like the temple and all that? Like when they finally make it to like Raiden and stuff.
Yeah. It wasn't bad. I liked Liu Kang. They cast him really well. He wasn't a great actor, but they cast him well.
Yeah.
I liked Kung Lao. I wasn't crazy about Shao Kahn. A lot of the costume design was rather trash. Shao Kahn's wig was horrible.
Yeah.
Like, that wig was really bad.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty fucking bad.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling his wig, but, I mean, he was cast okay, I guess. It was all right. It was okay. I wasn't crazy about the training for the Akana and all that, and how fast they awakened it.
It was very quick.
Yeah.
It was very quick. The one thing I don't like about that part was the fact that Raiden all this time had the ability to just instantly transfer anybody to anywhere. They could have avoided everything.
Yeah, that was rather dumb now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. Like, none of that had to happen. He could teleport them as soon as they got there, just anywhere.
That's actually ridiculously stupid because he knew who they were, and he chose not to just teleport them there instantly and train them from birth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's rather dumb. Also, he said that he was going to create more warriors, and they were going to have to go find them. He could have done that off a rip, too.
That's true.
He could have just made Johnny Cage and made them. And why do they have to go find them? Why can't he teleport them?
Yeah.
Okay, there's a couple holes there. But, I mean, it was,
I hated Raiden. I couldn't understand him. He couldn't talk. He couldn't
I normally
act.
love Raiden, too.
Raiden is such a interesting character and interesting abilities and all that, but they really dropped the ball on that one.
Yeah, I normally love Raiden. He wasn't great. There were a lot of characters I would have liked to have seen that I didn't see in this one.
Like,
Quan Chi. I would have loved to have seen him.
I'm not familiar with him.
That's the really pale nigga with the tattoos and the glowing skulls.
He's like the green guy?
That's Ermac. Ermac was made by Quan Chi.
Okay.
I would have liked to see Ermac too. And I would have liked them to... I was going to save this, but for those who know me, know that my name may be Malcolm Crawford, but deep down I am a Shirai Ryu.
They didn't seem that cool.
I don't like that they didn't actually give Scorpion anything in the movie.
Yeah.
Like,
they seem pitiful.
They let Scorpion fight at the beginning, and he took down some regular guys, which was kind of cool. And even at the end, he didn't do much.
Yeah.
He mainly just fought with his rope dart and his sword. He didn't use any of his fire powers or any teleportation.
He did the one
but that was whack.
It was okay.
The one at his fatality?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say that. But I wanted them to let Scorpion be Scorpion a little bit more and get more into Scorpion's thing, because he was a minion of Quan Chi for a while, and he was just stuck in hell, which was odd.
Huh. I don't know how he normally is, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I just would have liked to have seen him, because one of the best things about Scorpion versus Sub-Zero is the fire versus the ice.
Yeah.
We didn't really get to see that. It was just ice versus sword and chain, which was it was cool. But they made Sub-Zero way too fucking strong to not let Scorpion use his full power. The only way they beat Sub-Zero was jumping him.
Yeah.
They had to jump him.
I really like the martial arts, though, as opposed to the giant.
Great job. Great job.
Giant fire and ice shit. Yeah.
They did a really good job choreographing these fights.
Yeah.
That was one thing I could really say. The choreography of these fights was impeccable. It reminded me a little bit of Avatar: The Last Airbender. How, not the trash ass movie, the show, how they actually incorporated real
trash ass.
Yeah, that movie was terrible. But they incorporated real martial arts into the shit, which I thought was really cool. And they were able to actually really get into their bags on that shit. And they were going dummy. I mean, there were obviously some exaggerations like Sonya Blade's flips and shit, but
yeah,
it was still really cool.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really, really dope aspect of the movie. Now, one thing that I hated about this movie, probably the thing that I hated most out of anything in this movie, was the corny ass flawless victory.
Yeah, me too.
The finish him.
When the first one came out and Kano said Kano wins, I was just dying.
When he said Kano wins.
Just why?
I was like, yo, what?
Why?
And then Kung Lao, flawless victory.
That one made the least sense. Why?
Yeah,
Nobody gives a fuck, bro.
That shit was odd. That was...
Oh, man.
That was odd. No, and then before one of the fights, somebody was like, fight. And it's come on, G.
Yeah, that's a little excessive.
They did a little too much with it. I'm not mad about it. Overall, I think I would have liked this movie more if they would have made it an original movie, if that makes sense.
An original? What do you mean?
If it wasn't supposed to be based off Mortal Kombat, I think it would have been a little bit better.
Yeah, okay, I can agree with that.
If they would have took the same theories and same background and stuff and added new characters and just didn't try to make it Mortal Kombat, I think it would have been a little bit better, personally, for me. And I think for a lot of people,
I think I can agree with that, because Mortal Kombat, the story's been done 10 times already.
Not
for the most part.
It's gone on for a long time.
Yeah, they've been using the same source material for 10 years.
Yeah,
or more than 10 years,
and they do a really good job with it. And I know that they didn't. It would have made sense for the directors to just give us that exact same thing. So I know that that's why they deviated off of it. But realistically, I think they probably could have just made this an original movie on its own. And I think the people would have enjoyed it a little bit more. Not as many people would have went to have seen it because it wouldn't have had the allure of Mortal Kombat. But I mean, I think it would have been better seen on its own that way.
I think I'm inclined to agree with you, but be careful with those because a while back they did a Dragon Ball Z movie called Dragon Ball Evolution. You probably have heard of it.
I've heard of it. Yeah,
it's the worst movie of all time.
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I haven't seen that one, and I won't see that one.
Don't see it.
Yeah,
it's the worst movie ever.
But yeah, when you create like your own source material, like you can kind of get lost in the sauce sometimes. And
then that's what happened a little bit here, but I think they did a good job for what they were going for. I think they did the best that they could do. I mean, I take that back. There were things that they could have changed, but I think they tried really hard, and I think they came up with a pretty decent product. It wasn't amazing, but it was decent. There was a lot more I would have liked to see. There was too much dialogue, too much random slow motion that didn't matter.
Yeah.
When Scorpion knocked the bucket over and it like poured down the stairs for like 12 minutes, I was
really?
like...
You thought that was 12 minutes?
It obviously, I'm exaggerating.
No, well, it seemed
but he knocked the bucket over and we watched him run away as the water was spilling down the... And I'm like, yo, y'all just wasting time in this movie right now. It was a bit much, but the movie overall wasn't bad. The scripting, the acting. Oh wait, there were a couple times where the lip syncing was off. Did you notice that?
I did not. When is this?
Sonya was talking at one point, and they panned to a different camera, and the words she was saying weren't synced with her lips. And it happened again with Raiden. When one of the times Raiden was talking.
I could understand Raiden, though, because he was just saying gibberish the whole movie.
It was like the movie was dubbed. It was like parts of the movie were dubbed. Like, it was odd. I guess nobody else noticed that. Maybe the listeners, if any of the listeners noticed that. It was weird. I wasn't expecting that.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that was odd. And I feel like for a Hollywood production, somebody would have noticed that. Like, if I noticed it, I feel like someone else should have noticed it.
Okay. And what gave Scorpion or Cole his power? Like, what was that? He just got it randomly, like, after fighting?
His Akana, yeah. Like, from awakening it because of his family.
Oh, it was family, okay.
Yeah, like, I guess everybody awakens it differently, and his family awakened his. Anger awakened Kano's.
Yeah, okay.
Sonya just got hers because the movie was about to end. So, Jax, out of, like, necessity and need.
I don't like Jax. Jax is probably my least favorite. He just got more technology. Like, that
was a dumb... because I thought that they were just gonna build his arms, and I was like, well, if they're gonna build his arms, what the fuck the Akana got to do with anything?
Yeah.
And then they just gave him the bum ass arms,
man.
And then his Akana was like, if he hadn't lost his arms, would his Akana have been something different? Like, if he hadn't lost his arms, then what the it was odd.
Yeah,
man. It was odd, but overall, it wasn't bad. What would you rate this movie? 1 through 10.
I'll give this a 6.
6.
Probably 5.5.
I can comfortably give this a 7.
This is definitely not a 7.
I can comfortably give this a 7.
There are other 7s out there that are. I think the original, or no, this doesn't stand up to the original Mortal Kombat movie. This is definitely the best Mortal Kombat movie.
I agree.
For sure.
Yeah.
But 7, nah.
This is a comfortable 7. I can let it rock at a 7. It had a lot of good. It had the story writing was decent. Obviously, the story got wrote for it, but good fights. The CGI wasn't bad. That was good CGI. Goro looked amazing.
He was all right.
Yeah, like there was some good CGI. Melina, they did a good job. Cabal,
She had like 2 seconds though.
But Melina. She looked like they did her mouth and everything good. Cabal, one thing I thought was weird was his mask was obviously plastic.
I'm not familiar with him at all, so I thought that was like.
I like Cabal. Cabal's awesome. He's actually one of my favorite characters to play with.
What game is he from?
I don't think he's been in a game after 9. I think 9 was his last game.
Huh.
But Cabal is good. I like Cabal. But yeah. Overall, I'd give this a 7. I think this is a strong 7.
Now, if this were the Kano show, I'd give this like an 8, 9.
Kano did a great job. Kano did an amazing job, and I think it was dumb as hell that they killed him. That was very stupid.
Yeah, but he was the only source of flavor in the movie for me.
For the first half, hell yeah.
Even like kind of towards the end, too. Like, I didn't care about anybody. Like, there was no sauce in this.
That's true. I didn't care about anybody. I was waiting for Scorpion.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't even care about him a ton.
Me either.
The way that they did him.
Yeah.
But Kano, I cared about Kano. I'm mad they killed him, though.
And Cole somehow understood what Scorpion was saying in ancient Japanese when he was like telling him to back off.
I don't know if he did.
You think he just like
I don't think he understood that.
Really?
He didn't act like he did.
Because he kept talking to him like, dude, don't you get it? He can't understand you.
Yeah, but how would he know that?
I don't know. I feel like that was weird, though.
Because Cole never spoke. So there was no way for him to know that Cole didn't speak Japanese.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, there was no way for him to know that.
That's true.
Like, he's my ancient descendant. We're Japanese. Like, are we not in Japan right now? Like, who knows?
Okay, yeah, I could see that.
But I don't think Cole needed to understand him. He said, for the Shirai Ryu. Cole didn't need to know what that meant. He said, leave him to me. Cole wasn't about to do shit to him anyway. Like,
okay.
And he, like, did his hand back, like, hey, leave him to me. I feel like it was all pretty.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
But I give this movie a 7. I think a 7 is a decent rating for this movie. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. There were some laughable moments.
Definitely.
But there were also some, okay, this is pretty cool. So I'll give it a 7.
Yeah, I'm sticking by the 6.
Okay, I mean, that's fine. I think that's all I got for this review.
Yeah, it hasn't inspired me to play any Mortal Kombat. I kind of wanted it to.
I love that game, so I'm always inspired to play some Mortal Kombat. But let us know what you think of the movie review. Go ahead and throw a comment in. Let us know if we suck. If you like the review, y'all were hating on our last one, so
that was unfair though.
I've been fighting for my life, but we'll talk about that on the actual episode of the podcast. But I mean, it is what it is. I thought that this was an okay movie. Let us know what other movies you guys want us to review. If there's a new movie coming out that y'all want us to review, go ahead, let us know, and we'll get right on that. So thank y'all for watching. If you've watched this far and you haven't liked or subscribed, please go ahead and do that because it helps us out a lot.
Thank you.
Thank y'all very much. I think that's all that I got.
Later.
Peace.